Next stop, South Australia. Hey friends, this week we're visiting Mount Gambier, a small city in the southeast of South Australia. The landscape round here is dotted with sinkholes, cenotes and crater lakes, with vast underground cave systems. We check out several sinkholes, walk around the famous Blue Lake and go underground to check out one of the caves. And it wouldn't be Nigel and Sue adventures if there wasn't a brewery involved. This morning we have gotten up early and come into Mount Gambier to check out the sights. So our first stop is at the Blue Lake. Now you might have seen pictures of this Blue Lake where it's this incredible turquoise colour. Now that happens when, number one, the water temperature is nice and warm, and number two, the sun is shining on the lake. Now as you can probably tell from what I'm wearing and from the sky, we don't have either of those situations this morning. However, we can tell that there is a very interesting tinge in the lake. The lake is in a volcanic crater, 3.6 kilometres around, and there's a walking trail right around it. So we're going to get our steps up this morning by starting off with the walk. You wouldn't expect cactuses here in this frigid environment, but there you go.
Cactuses or cacti?
Yeah, you're right, Nigel. It's probably cacti, isn't it?
Of course, I'm the absolute legend when it comes to linguistics. Not.
There are signboards around the lake explaining how it was created during a volcanic explosion, and also showing how the cave systems underneath all link up.
We were watching the divers making their way, or discovering new links between the systems, and literally the town sitting on top of all these fissures, underwater, channels,
caves and everything.
Quite
sinkholes, they could collapse at any moment.
Yeah, pretty full on.
We'll put a link to that guy's, he's got a YouTube channel, I forget his name, Josh,
Yeah, I can't remember.
what did he call himself? The Rango Wombat or something? Like, absolutely crazy guy. I was like feeling really anxious and quite ill watching the video yesterday of him cave diving. So we're walking up these steps. It's pretty hard, and there's people doing repeats of the sets of steps. Crazy. So this is the view of the lake from the top of the lookout. The next stop on our journey around the sites of Mount Gambier is the Anglebrook Cave. Now this is bizarre. It looks like we have parked the van in the middle of the suburbs, which we have. And here's the entrance to the cave. So we've just rocked up here at the cave, and you'll never believe who's here. We were just talking about these crazy couple.
You've got to show you.
Yeah. And Chloe as well.
Yeah, good on. Well done, Chloe.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I don't know that,
pretty epic. But I just wanted to ask a question of you guys. Is the ultimate game to try and link a couple of systems together?
I love linking systems. That's kind of my thing. A lot of folks love just finding new tunnel. I like the idea that I can see this as maybe leading towards this other area. It would be amazing to connect Anglebrook's East to the cave gardens.
Yeah.
We've got a long way before we do that. So we've put in about 400 metres of new line into Anglebrook's East. From the end of where we are in East at the moment, I think it's about 700-800 metres to the cave gardens. So there's still a long way to go,
right.
And we're running out of options. We're running out of sort of places that we can maybe push for leads. Water almost certainly connects the two.
Yeah.
Whether or not you can get a person through there is a different question.
The name of your YouTube channel, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure, we've got the Soggy Wombats, so if you do a search for that, it's the name of our cave exploration group. So yeah, just search Soggy Wombats and you'll find us.
We'll pop a link down in the description of this video for you guys. Okay, so we just found out that we're not allowed to video inside the cave, so we'll take a bunch of photos and we'll just pop some photos in the video for you guys so you can see what it's like. So there goes Josh and Chloe. They are going down into the cave to do a bit more exploring today.
Is single file almost the entire way.
Just come out of the cave tour. That was so interesting. Like, it was really cool to see the two sides of the cave and where Josh goes into the water and Chloe. Just amazing. The next place that we're visiting today is the Umpy Sinkhole. I love that word.
Otherwise known as Umpy.
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 Oh God, we're kooks. This is another sinkhole, or cenote, obviously, because it's called the Umpy Sinkhole. This one is a little bit different because somebody planted a garden in there.
Oh, they actually planted it.
Yeah. Yep. So the garden was planted by
Mr. Umpy James. Good on you, James.
Yeah, in the 19th century. Now, sadly, friends, it is the middle of the day, so you can imagine what that means. Lots of people. So there's a walkway that leads down into the sinkhole and the garden. So first we visited the cave in the middle of the suburbs, and now we're visiting the sinkhole in the middle of the city. And this is called the Cave Gardens.
And what are those things there, Susie? These
They're bird of paradise.
bird of paradise.
Bird of paradise.
Beautiful, huh? And so this, we understand, was used as a stormwater drain for the town of Gambier, Mount Gambier, until it was reconstructed in 2001. It was redesigned all the gardens and beautified it to what we see now.
So we've walked down into the cave. There's a lot of rubbish. Here's one of your stormwater drains. Straight down and into the sinkhole. Next, we took a drive up to the Centenary Tower. And if it wasn't far enough already that we've walked, now we have to walk up the hill to the Centenary Tower. We'll really be getting our 10,000 steps in today, Nige.
Yeah, by the way, there's not great parking for large vehicles here, but due to my supreme driving ability, managed to get her in there. But no, yeah.
How do you get that big thing in those small spaces?
Well, that's what the actress said to the bishop. Yeah, not good for caravans or...
no, you wouldn't bring a caravan up here.
Those big camper vans.
Yeah.
It's really only suitable for small vehicles.
This is one of those sneaky hills that starts off not too bad. And then it gets like hell steep. Bloody hope we can see into the Blue Lake by the time we get up the top of here. Nigel?
There's a narrow staircase.
It's super narrow. Keep going. Oh. We're at the top of the tower. My God, that was a climb. And then we had to come up these like really skinny little steps. And we can see out over Valley Lake. And you might just be able to see a tiny corner of the Blue Lake. Nigel's about 50 metres ahead of me because I'm going slowly because of my knees, and it appears to be a snake on the path.
Sue's telling me off for getting too close. Beautiful critter.
Come now to the little blue lake. This one's a lot smaller. Another sinkhole. Apparently it does look quite blue from above, so I might send the drone for a little fly. Nige, so many steps today. We're already up to 11,000.
Yeah, I'm working you hard.
And now we've got to go up. I just read how many actual steps there are on this walk. So we're walking up Mount Shank volcano now. 1,038 steps.
Oh, plus it's a 2k walk around the room. So
yeah.
You'll suit well tonight, aren't you?
I'm already tired. Well, we've warmed up a little bit. Walking up those weird steps. How weird are they? They're not even like actual steps. Very strange. I've never seen anything like it.
605, 606, 840, 841, 999, 1,000, 1,036, 1,037, 1,038. Well done. Oh wow. Whoa.
Whoa.
How's that? That's pretty cool.
So cool.
Yeah.
So we're walking along the crater now, and the wind really picked up. We had to stop and put all our jackets and everything back on. But just looking down into the crater is absolutely incredible. It's really cool that you can walk all the way around it and see. And I was just saying to Nigel, how amazing is it that this only erupted 4,500 years ago, or so they think. And there would have been indigenous people living here then, so they would have experienced that eruption. I wonder if they have stories about it. Up in the distance there you can see Mount Gambier and even the tower on top of the hill, the Centenary Tower that we were just at. So this area around Mount Gambier is known for its sinkholes, or how do you say it, Nige? Cenotes?
You're telling the story.
I know they have them in Mexico too. Basically they mean sinkholes. And this one is called Hell's Hole. And we're walking up a hill towards it. The water is about 20 metres deep or something.
Looks like a... Holy hell. Who's diving down under that?
No, they must... You would have dived from here, surely. The next sinkhole today is called Caroline's Sinkhole. So this one is also out in the middle of the pine forest, but it's like there's just a little pocket of native forest, which I guess is surrounding the sinkhole. There is a very small car park here, but we actually parked out on the road because when we got here was a whole bunch of other vans. So if you're towing, I would say just park out on the road because it is quite small. The road back out was a little bit sketchy. We'd probably recommend going back to Mount Gambier the way you came. So we've come to the Pikanini Ponds, which is a wetland habitat. It's supposed to be a really good place for diving and snorkeling with really excellent visibility. We're not going in the water. So it's the spring closure, and what we figured out is these ponds, pretty bloody average from the top to be honest, you'd really need to snorkel to get in and see it like that. So we thought we were going out on this walking track, however we've just got to the end of this diving platform and the ponds are closed, so yeah, no Nigel dives again, friends.
But we can see some albatross.
I don't think it's an albatross. They did talk about how there's leeches in here too, the sign said. What I was reading here, like you might be able to hear the ocean in the background. The ocean's only a couple of 100 metres in that direction. But what's interesting is this water at some places goes down to 110 metres deep. Oh, and it's very cold. 15 degrees apparently, year round. Yeah, I wouldn't be going in. Where we found ourselves. So today Nigel's having the tasting paddle and I'm just having the pale ale, but I'm actually really wishing I'd got the stout because it's super yummy.
Oh, it's very creamy, isn't it? Super nice. So let's take a walk into the gents. Mr. Todd, check this out. Some fashioned kegs as urinals. I like that. And as we can look out onto the cows out in the pasture. G'day everyone. We find ourselves here at Mount Gambier. Beautiful Mount Gambier with the blue lake behind us, and what better place to put a shout out to our patrons who we have the utmost gratitude for. And what's more interesting is one of our patrons, Patrick.
Yeah, so Patrick's from here, from Mount Gambier.
Big shout out to you as well. We would have loved to have caught up with you here. Sadly, you're not here. You're up north in the warmer climes.
But yeah, if you're enjoying our videos, we'd love it if you would support us. Obviously, the most easy way to do that is by hitting that like, commenting, sharing these videos with your friends, and of course subscribing. Those of you who really want to support us directly, we invite you to join our Patreon community, where for as little as the cost of a cup of coffee a month, you can support our video production directly, where you get early access to our videos and all sorts of Patreon exclusive content as well.
And ask heaps of questions. We always love getting questions.
We are very grateful for any amount that you can support us with, and we look forward to welcoming you to that community. Well, that's it. That's the end of our sightseeing day around Mount Gambier. What a great day. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Please join us next week when we explore the Limestone Coast further and we finally get to take the van on the beach again. Will we see the return of the Nigel dive?